Let's go!
I'm gonna call it right now that whatever this three thing, this little theme he's got going on here, I'm gonna say it, it's gonna be a character that has three elements or three characters. We're gonna find out. It's Wolverine! If it's Wolverine, then my prediction from Liam's podcast like a year and a half ago comes true. Wolverine is like Marvel has now entered Smash. If it's Wolverine, I will also put in 500 gift subs if it's Wolverine. If it's No More Heroes, then nothing happens. If it's No More Heroes 3, if it's just Travis touchdown, that's kind of predictable. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Let's go.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited.
Alright, Sakurai, we're ready.
We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter.
We waited all night for this,
Actually,
8 straight
hardly
hours.
anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide. The development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy.
Wow.
Which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast. So, it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time.
Is Dante gonna take that
I
long?
think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really?
Holy shit, they're really trying.
So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information.
This is exciting.
However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings.
Wow, Sakurai's out to blow some minds.
Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
This is exciting! This is exciting! What's about to happen to us?
The time has finally come.
Oh god, it's Vincent from Dirge of Cerberus.
The spell of Zaharas upon our enemies.
It's a Fire Emblem guy with a laser sword?
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void.
I think it's a ploy.
In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
I think it's a juke.
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice. You must join Smash.
Huh?
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
BYLETH? BYLETH? Damn, I'm so happy that they included a sword character from Fire Emblem. So we've been wanting that for so long. It's like all the fans finally are getting what they wanted.
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do? Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it.
What?
I reward your cleverness this time. How is this?
There's the 3. Whatever the hell the 3 thing is.
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics. With arid fire, strike with superior reach.
This is amazing.
Use Emir's overwhelming power.
This is exactly what I was
Unleash
thinking
the
of
blinding speed of Failnaught.
when I said Dante from Devil May Cry.
Along
What I
with the sword
really
of the
meant was
Each weapon
BYLETH
matches direction.
and his or her triple combination weapons. Y'all idiots. That's exactly what I meant.
Be now as one. To you, both sides of time are revealed. Through Smash, show the world.
Of course. Of course that's what I meant. I mean, absolutely. It was Devil May Cry.
Yes, there you have it. BYLETH from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually.
Okay.
In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry.
Okay.
First off, what is Fire Emblem?
What is Fire Emblem?
It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem.
Fire
But when writing
Emblem.
it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan.
Ah,
in November
yes.
1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You
Another
might be
Fire
wondering what
Emblem
makes it
character.
particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical.
I
in
don't
that
think
it
anyone's
simulates
familiar
combat.
with Fire Emblem
You can think
or...
of it as moving pieces in
I'm
a
glad
board
there's
game.
finally a
Or
Fire
in other
Emblem
words,
character
a game
in
which
Smash.
advance units across a
It
grid
took
in
long
battle.
enough.
When we
Tell me
talk
more,
about tactical
Sakurai.
games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on.
Oh, really?
But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character. Sort of
That's
like a
fascinating.
Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die.
Wow.
That's
Permanent
pretty direct
death.
language, though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes. But really, if a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again. Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak. In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again. Scary. The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios. Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros.
I will say,
series, and 6 of the 7 can use a
The
counter
one
attack.
thing
It's their
Sakurai
down
could have
special.
announced amongst all these other
There's actually a reason for
extremely
this. When I was considering how to
unique
incorporate
and
Fire Emblem
bizarre
members into
characters that
Super
would be
Smash
added to
Bros.
Smash
Melee,
Brothers,
I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game.
the one
First
thing that
comes your
I did
opponent's
not
turn. They
expect
attack and you counter.
was Sakurai to
Next
add
comes your turn.
another Fire Emblem character.
And now,
I
Fire
wasn't
Emblem
ready.
Three Houses is the 17th game in the series. People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝紋章の謎聖戦の系譜トラキア776、封印の剣劣化の剣
I like Fire Emblem Thoraka.
総縁の奇跡
That's my favorite.
月の女神、新暗黒竜新紋章、覚醒イフヒーローズエコーズ風化雪
There you go, 17.
今変な数え方してます
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary.
つまりこれが全部
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2. Then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it?
Oh.
実はこれ
You can actually count up to 31 on one hand.
それで
And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023.
畳の数を数える目の数を
If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go.
Oh.
What is Fire Emblem Three Houses? In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called BYLETH, and the female version is called BYLETH. But in English, they share the same name, BYLETH.
Oh.
BYLETH becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you.
This is fascinating.
To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release. I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter. I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference. The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different. Your experience will vary depending on the
This
route
is
you choose,
fascinating,
and many of the
Sakurai.
characters you meet will adopt different
Thank you
roles
for
in the
taking
story.
us around a wonderful voyage
try
of
to avoid
Fire
spoilers
Emblem,
when
the
I'm
brand
talking
new
about the fight.
series to
I hope
Smash
you
Brothers. I'm so happy we finally
Before
get a
my
new
demonstration, I should
Fire
point
Emblem
out that when I
character.
did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release.
Wow.
Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished
Wow.
version.
He's from the
As
past.
always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I go.
It has begun. No, I don't think this. Everyone's saying this is a
So,
swerve.
this is our new fighter, BYLETH.
Those are animations.
Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's
They're,
about all you can say.
no, this
Those
is
are
not a
their strong
swerve.
point
Those,
either.
that's money
Their grab
spent.
lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses.
These are expensive
They
animations
look
that
like
Bandai
bones,
Namco
and there's a
made.
reason for that.
This is not a swerve. This is totally
First,
real.
let's talk about the weapon BYLETH uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is BYLETH's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks,
Oh, God.
such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip.
I think he genuinely.
They
All
also
jokes
use
aside,
sword for
right? All
dash
jokes
attacks and other
aside.
moves.
I think he genuinely looks like an interesting character. I like
For
it that
their
he
up
has
smash
not
attack.
just a general sword character,
They'll
but
whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the
it's a
air.
couple of weird different options and stuff.
For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead.
Wow, that is some
The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time.
extreme
The up special move is really something. The sword extends
Castlevania
like
bros.
this, allowing you to do things like this.
That's cool.
It was pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
This is a cool stage too.
you can do awful things like this.
Wow.
That said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
上の方に飛ばすんですね。
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge.
This was the last DLC character
I've already
for
shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges.
this
So
season of
that's the
Smash,
special.
right?
Now, for the sideways inputs. This is Erdfar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology.
This is the last DLC character, right?
First, we'll go through the forward and back air
For the
attacks.
past, it is,
As you
yeah.
can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right?
こんな感じで牽制をすることありますよね。
If BYLETH does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
Oh. I think he does look
Also,
fun.
if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger. And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a
Am I
downward
initially
tilt.
disappointed that it wasn't something more like a character that's more exciting or creative?
way, the tip
I
of the lance is
definitely
more
did not think.
The shaft part is
I
weaker,
definitely did not think
so it's not suited to close combat.
that
It won't deal much damage.
they would add
and it
another
won't knock
Fire Emblem
opponents
character.
far.
That was the last thing
That's
I
why,
thought they
as a
would
rule,
do.
You want to hit with the blade part aimed upward, or downward in this case.
Oh, that's kind of neat. You can aim it.
Next, the side special move. BYLETH will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach.
Damn,
For
they
example,
took us.
even when your opponent
They
is at this
played
distance,
us like
they'll
a
still
fucking
hit.
fiddle. The Devil May Cry guys making it seem like there was something.
Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward
They
a little,
played us
like this.
like a harp from hell. They played
But
us
as you'd
like a
expect, it
harp
can be
from
easily
hell.
shielded, so be careful.
What is this
Use it in the air
pain
and you'll carve up
my
a large
arm?
area. Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal.
Played
reach,
us like a
but they
death
lack vertical.
fiddle.
So this complements it well,
This looks like a character I would play too.
although you'll be vulnerable
Does.
when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, BYLETH will use an axe called Emir. It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong. You can try for a meteor effect with this attack. Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special,
Damn.
BYLETH channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect, which allows you to withstand an attack.
Shit.
Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time,
God damn.
it's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get grabbed.
Something that's obviously good, you know?
Another notable aspect is that
It's very Monster Hunter like, right? It's literally Monster Hunter's Fireball Forward HP and Marvel Infinite.
To reach a lower area. It
Big
won't let you
charged
jump,
overhead
but you can use
slash.
it as a surprise attack.
Only way you can stop it is if you
Also, you can
throw
turn
it.
around during the move. The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against a group of opponents.
This an 8-player Smash would be
Plus, even if you fail to land
absolutely
a direct hit,
incredible.
any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little. It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them.
This an 8-player Smash is incredible.
By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks
Damn,
like
KO'd
this
right at the
just
start.
get you hit by counter after counter. Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use.
Yeah, we did
is
8-player
called
Terry
Thelma,
Smash. It's on the
which
YouTube
shares
channel.
its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves.
The stage stuff is kind of
You've
neat.
got the neutral air attack.
There's like
This
3 or
attack
4
is
different
similar to a move of Pit's and other
Fire
fighters like
Emblem
you. It lets you
related
spin the weapon
stages.
around.
Looks like a
It's
transitions
also
or
easy
something.
to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow. First, the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready.
Damn, we are about to
Can't
be
release it
we're
partway
20
through
minutes
the
into
charge,
this.
So when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button.
That's kind of cool.
You can also change direction while in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light.
Wow.
You can perform this move by keeping the
Another
button held
amazing
down.
move for 4-player and
You
8-player
charge up power
Smash.
like so. Charge a bit more, and then fire.
29%.
But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no
Holy
way to
shit,
cancel
it does
out.
do
Not even with the
29%.
shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible. Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. BYLETH's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original
I
game,
won't, I
there's a
won't
move called
lie, this
Ruptured
whole
Heaven.
thing that they
This
do,
is
like,
this version.
doing like a practical mini tutorial for the character, I think is really, really dope. Damn, that is
As
hella
you can
anime.
see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together.
He does genuinely
Now, let's
look
talk
like an
about the
interesting
color
character.
variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaders. Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story. Didn't we see this variation in the final smash?
Garrick Mock
I'll
Monastery?
introduce the
What?
stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garrick Mock Monastery. This is how Garrick Mock Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral all in one stage. It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid.
Didu?
Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say.
I like
They're largely from the
Dudu
Holy
and
Kingdom of
Ingrid.
Fudge. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy.
That's better.
For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but Here you can break them, you see.
That's kind of neat.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right. I wonder where people will buy their supplies now. And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area in
high
Fire Emblem 3
definition.
houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
Oh, that's actually super cool.
you'll come crashing back down. We've broken through the ceiling and slammed into the
You go to the big Harry Potter hall.
And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire. And as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict.
People just like Fire Emblem because of all the
Depending on path
waifus.
you take, she'll go through some terrible
Is that like a big
ordeals.
thing in this game?
You'll
Games?
notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage.
Or why? How?
It's possible to
How
knock them
much of Fire Emblem is waifu bait?
However, BYLETH can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage.
Like
You can reach it with other
50%?
fighters, though.
70%? 95%? Really?
Being launched up, or
Holy
perhaps by
shit.
using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go.
That's as
You
much
made
as
it.
like a Dead or
And
Alive
you can
game.
knock it down. Also, you can break this table
75% waifu
like
bait.
so.
That's unheard of.
Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed. It's similar to the Bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance. Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the
They're
screen.
taking a lot of time describing all this
You
stuff.
could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits
They're
the
taking a
Golden Deer
lot of
perfectly.
time. They're really showing everything off here with this Fire Emblem stage.
The last area is the Cathedral, only with some platforms you can pass through. The guests appearing in the Cathedral are Sedith, Flame, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flame. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem
These
3
holy ass rays.
All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes.
BYLETH?
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5
There's only
players
5
per
characters in
side. Alright, here we go.
first
Joker.
fighter pack.
Joker! And Hero! Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo!
Huh?
By now, I think you know what I'm doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the Professor gear. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on.
Oh, really?
It's not gonna
Items are
land
set
that
to
easy.
extra on.
Uh-oh, this is bad. Bennigan's. I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack. Got it. That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here.
I think the character actually looks fun,
Ouch.
right? It's just the fact that people were expecting something much more fantastic.
Good one.
And of
This,
all the
like
DLC
this,
characters,
so-
because technically
No idea.
Piranha Plant isn't
There, the soccer ball connected.
isn't a technical DLC character. Isn't like a season pass character,
Good. There's Mom.
right? I feel of all the
You're in a good spot.
characters that were in the first season pass, this is the one that's the
I
least
shouldn't have taken
surprising,
that.
right?
Gardevoir.
This is the one
Well, I
that
guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't
that felt
matter
like
if
should have been
Gardevoir's
around the
there or not.
middle of maybe the season pass and not the end. Maybe not the tail end.
I feel like the enemy might get this smash ball. See? They got it. But they mustn't give up. I can't waste the chance. There's another smash ball. Yes, got it. Now, what are you charging up for?
No, no, no. Everyone's like, this could be worse. No, 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 no. It could have
There's still
been
more.
Waluigi.
Whack.
Then the meme lords would have gotten.
Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine.
Then the meme
Although I'm
lords
scared I might get hit
would have
with
gotten their
quantum mistake.
character.
I hit him.
Could have been Waluigi.
I was trying to fight using BYLETH's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game. It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end.
Isn't there a ton of
Now,
Fire Emblem
about the
music already in the
additional
game?
music.
Well, I guess it's all coming from 3 houses now.
Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board. It includes
Who
the
asked
house
for
leaders
this?
among some
Well,
of
here's
other
the problem
popular
is that
characters.
whether or not you asked for this or not, it's up to Sakurai.
So this is Legend class.
And I don't know if you've realized so far that
Also, there's a new class
pretty much
route,
his game.
Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you
he
enjoy
makes the
classic Fire
choice,
Emblem
you know?
stages from throughout
This
the
guy
series'
makes the
history.
choice regardless of whether or not you
The
want him
final
in or
battle
not.
is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that. Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
Oh, Dante's gonna be in here. Oh God, here it comes! Here it comes! Here comes the Dante costume! I'm so ready for this shit. If this happens, we're technically right. What the fuck? Okay. I definitely didn't see that shit coming. Okay, so they're the Ubisoft collection. Okay. That I felt like was in here before. Was in maybe that was in Smash 2014. It's hard to say because we had mods and stuff. That's new, I think. Wow. Holy shit! Cuphead is now in Smash, technically? Damn. Includes a music track? That's actually super sick. Microsoft got another one of their games in here. Wow, Mugman is a character. Dante did make it in. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Cuphead, not Mugman. That's actually a really cool costume. No joke, he does the finger point and everything. That's actually really cool.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well. After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Onto the Amiibo.
Sorry. Dang, Samus looks pretty good.
Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it?
I said that.
Dark Samus and
I said
Victor are
that.
planned for release on Friday, January 17th. And now, with the addition of BYLETH, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and BYLETH. From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
That is cool. It's a challenge that they didn't have to do.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Wait, what? Six more.
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase it.
Buy the DLC
Furthermore, the
even
new
though you
editions
don't
have
know
already
what's in
been
it.
decided.
Okay, so they're doing it
Even
again.
if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
Oh man, he's talking to Sora fans.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it.
It's been decided a long time
We're also
ago.
including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have. It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2. It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world.
Oh god.
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world. Seems like Street Fighter II was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter II, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number one. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
He said it, he's confirming it!
Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters.
Smash Brothers is just video games the game.
The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there would be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Sakurai. Bye-bye. Hurry back. Hurry back. Won't you bring your Sandy Claus sack? Hurry back. It's very late. Well, that was engaging, entertaining, and surprising. I was definitely, yeah. I'm really looking forward to Fighter Pack 2 and its 6 characters. 6 brand new Fire Emblem characters. It's gonna be dope. 6 spots for at least 5 new brand new Fire Emblem characters. At least. It's gonna be great! It's gonna be great!